Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Spiritual Taoiseach. I'm Taoiseach Lemaine. I hope all you beautiful souls out there are doing okay. Thank you for joining me wherever you are in the world. I appreciate it. So today I am creating a video to share a insight of which I received in meditation that could help you perhaps understand maybe what's going on collectively and give you a little bit more faith or insight of what's going on within your own reality. So before I go any further, know that these are my truths, these are my experiences that have guided me down my own spiritual and healing path. Don't have to be yours, so use your own discernment, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Okay, so the other day I was sitting in meditation and I just kind of wanted to get an insight from maybe higher dimensional beings to say, well, what do you guys see? What is your insight of where humanity is at the moment? And so right now, I would share that obviously humanity is on a trajectory to embody a higher level of light and sound, a higher level of frequency, a higher level of consciousness, and a higher level of awareness about itself. And that quote unquote ascension, if you will, to a linear hierarchical type of state is a higher place, right? Although this is very human of me of talking this and very linear, it is relatively a higher level of consciousness, a less density, if you will. In that place, there are forces that are maybe not having our highest good or want us to align with the trajectory of us reaching that state, that are trying to keep us in a relatively lower state, trying to keep us where we were before, right? A disempowered, lower kind of state, one that was in a vibrational accordance with the natural laws of this planet, if you will. Then you have beings that are in our highest good, or rather are looking to assist us in the beneficial idea of moving forward on that trajectory of reaching that state of being of higher consciousness and awareness. At this current time with humanity, which is deeply involved, part of that, which is basically the experiment that's occurring, is us as humanity moving through that. We are seeing the forces between the two as well as humanity caught in the middle of that energy. And right now, that intensity, the maximization of that, or relatively the climax, is occurring kind of relatively at this moment. We're seeing that space between those two forces. A great amount of tension and a great amount of value is being drawn out of this particular place. So we are seeing from these higher dimensional beings a lot of movement, a lot of observation of what is being played out here, because what we do in effect affects everything else. Think about your own life. What you do in your own life, the decisions that you make affects the people around you, affects your environment around you, and affects everything else as it gets vibrated out into the human collective. Very much so as the human collective, the human species, what we do here affects everything around us. It affects the planet, it affects the animals, it affects everything around it, into our solar system, into our galaxy, into our universe, and beyond that, vibrationally, right? So it has an impact, and a lot of people are interested to see how this gets played out. Like I said, there are forces that are not in our highest good, and there are forces that are looking to be for our assistance as we move along this particular trajectory. Now, that tension, that force, of which a lot of people or a lot of beings are observing at the moment, is highly interesting, right? Because what is occurring, in a sense, is humanity is becoming aware of the fact that it is the key themselves to its own portal or its own doorway to the vibrational existence of which we are desiring for more peace, love, happiness, coexistence, right? Humanity is becoming more and more, if you will, on a probability based, not a probability, but I would say majority of it, humanity, that cusp, if you will, of becoming a minority to majority is starting to really unfold at this time. Some of what is propelling of that is that these lower vibrational beings that are trying to keep us away from that trajectory of being in alignment with higher peace and higher consciousness is fighting tooth and nail to stop us, to intervene, to maintain the energetics of which they have been, to which they are desiring us to remain at. And that is inadvertently kicking themselves because that is waking more and more people up. So through their own actions, through their own fighting, through their own tooth and nail scraping to do whatever they can, is inadvertently waking humanity up. And that is allowing a grounding, if you will, of to be able to consistently hold the energetics of which we are moving towards. That aspect is allowing more and more of us to be understanding of the fact that we are the ones who hold the key to our own happiness. We are the ones that are our own portal to that vibrational dimension in which we are trying to achieve within our life. We are the key. We are the portal to that new earth, if you will, or that higher state of being that brings that peace, love, and happiness that we have been searching for. It is just thrust upon us as much of the assistance that we're getting from the beneficial sources. It is only up to us in our free will to make that choice to go forward, to make that choice of empowerment, and to use that state of being to open up that door for humanity, right? That is what is kind of unfolding at the moment. And between the tension and between what is happening with these agendas and what's happening with the people who are the beings who are assisting with us and humanity rolling that, those potentials of what we are trying to achieve is basically already there. It's achieved. The thing is that each one of us are going to go through our own timeline, our own projection of that timeline, yet the whole collective itself is going to experience that. It's already there. The probability is already there. Just each one of us are experiencing it on a different way in a different timeline, but yet we will all end up being where we need to be. And so right now, highly, highly interesting, highly valuable for all of source energy to see and to experience what we're going through now as humanity becomes aware and awakens to itself and moves into a higher embodiment of light, sound, and consciousness and awareness. And yet we are still having to deal with the forces that are really, really fighting tooth and nail to keep us in a lower state of being. Yet what they don't understand is that through their own actions, they are causing us to wake up more, causing humanity to wake up and understand that it is the key, that they themselves are the empowered beings that are making this grounded dimension come into our existence through through that awareness. So I hope that helps you. If you guys have any questions, reach out to me. I love you. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.